What's up, everybody? It's your boy, that guy Jordan, back again with another episode of Cartoons and Chaos, where hot takes rules, nerd talk reigns, and chill is never invited. If you're new here, welcome to the Chaos family. If you've been here since episode 1, you're the real MVP. We got a big one today. Grab your ramen, your energy drink, your leftover pizza, whatever you need, your Mountain Dew, your Doritos, I don't care, man. Let's get this going. Episode 3. Hey, let's go. So, we're gonna start the day off, right. We need to do one of my favorite things to do. I love creating lists. Like, I have a thing with lists. I create a list. So today I did my top 10 Naruto characters of all time. Like, this is my personal, no arguments, no debates. This is just mine. Have a few shout outs first because they deserve love too. These are just guys that just didn't make it into my top 10. First and foremost, we got we got Hanada Hyuga, the Shy Queen. Always loyal, heart of gold, and ride or die for Naruto before anyone else did. And can we just talk about the fact of the matter is that do you not remember what Hinata did for her man Naruto in the Pain arc, coming to his rescue? If it wasn't for Hinata, Naruto would have been packed up by Pain. I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion. Boom. Rock Lee. Yes, Rock Lee didn't make it in my top 10. No chakra though, no problem. Hey, man threw hands with Gara and Kimimaru like it was nothing. Drunken Fist Lee, legendary. I mean, I gotta give Rock Lee his flowers though. Like he held up with the best of them. So take that with a grain of salt. Then of course you got Tamari, Sand Sibling Savage, Wind Style Master. Shikamaru knows exactly what I mean. He picked a good one right there. That's a woman right there. Then you got Shino. I'm sorry, Shino the Bug Master. Quiet, calculated, and you do not want to fight him in the forest. You don't. I'm sorry, Shino is an underrated Naruto character. That man had me in fears of bugs because this man, what he did to that dude during the Chunin exams when he blew out that man's arms, yeah, I knew he was a real one right there. He need to calm down. Then you got Sasuke Uchiha. Oh, Jordan, you didn't put Sasuke in your top 10? No. Sasuke is not a top 10 Naruto character. He is the emo king himself, though. He's here, but he's chilling in the shadows this time. Still iconic, but very frustrating character. But he was still vital to the entire plot of Naruto. But still an overall frustrating character that, of course, he's not my top 10. Now we get into my top 10, though. At number 10, we got Shikamaru Nara, the laziest genius in the game. Shadow Possession Jutsu Master, Strategic King who turned being lazy into a leadership flex. If you ever needed someone to outthink Madara, Shikamaru's your guy. He did that. Shikamaru held it down during the Great Ninja War. He held it down. 10 toes, 10 toes, 10 fingers, whatever you needed Shikamaru to do, he held it down. He's been holding it down since the Chunin exam. Do we not remember the Sasuke retrieval arc? My man Shikamaru, legendary. Top tier. Then at number 9, I got the number 1 Hokage, Hashirama Senju, the god of shinobi, the founder, the leader, the big brother, all rolled into one. The only man who checked Madara on multiple occasions. Hashirama is him. You had people taking his sales to get better just because they were nowhere close to who he was. Hashirama's that guy. But then you got to go to number 8. Who's at my number 8? If you got Hashirama at 9, who's at 8? It's my guy. Might Guy. My dude literally punched a god so hard he cracked reality. 8 Gates guy is a different beast. Youth. You gotta respect the bowl cut, man. My man's went in there with some nunchucks and said, hold my beer. This man is crazy. Like, I love it. I knew my guy was that dude. I knew my guy was that dude when what he did to I can't think, the shark dude. When he did to the shark dude, I was kind of crazy, man. He made sure, like, yeah, let me make sure you put some respect on my name. My guy's that guy. Put some respect on my guy's name. At number 7, of course, at number 7, I got Madara. I got Madara Uchiha, the ultimate villain. Honestly, if it wasn't for plot, he would have probably won. I'm sorry. The plot kind of just killed him, because at that point, I think Kishimoto was just like, I don't even know how to kill this man. I gotta figure out how to get rid of him. But he came back from the grave just so to flex on the entire ninja world. He popped up in that desert and was like, I guess I can fight, all of y'all at once. And then, wait a minute. Summon meteors like they were raindrops. Good job, Inoki. You stopped the first one. But what are you going to do with the second one? Sir, if you wanted to flex, get a Rolex. You just didn't have to do that. Madara is that guy. And then at number 6, someone who I think we all can relate to a little bit better. You got Pain, Nagato. One word, just Pain. He destroyed all of Konoha with a single word. Sage Mode Naruto versus Pain is still one of the best fights, not in Naruto, but in anime history. Like, and the thing of it is like, Pain really had you rethinking your life decisions as a person. Like, holy crap. Like, I understood Pain on a different level. Like, he understood war. And I think the thing of it is like, Pain, it felt like his goals were just to make sure, like, there was no more turmoil or suffering. And it's just like, man, what a great character to have. Like, this man is legendary. Just legendary. At number 5, I got the man, the myth, the legend himself, Naruto Uzumaki. Yes, Naruto Uzumaki is in his own. Yes, he's the main character, but yes, he's in the top 5, and yes, he is number 5. Because there's still 4 characters that are better than Naruto. Not as far as feats, though. Naruto's the most powerful character in Naruto, of course. But the reason we're here, though, he's the reason we're here. He's the hyperactive knucklehead who turned the entire village from haters to believers. He's a hero, he's the Hokage, and he's a legend. That's Naruto for you. But at number 4, we got Jiraiya, the pervy sage. The mentor everyone needs. He trained legends, left behind scrolls of wisdom, and went out like a real one. Never forget how this man infiltrated the Hidden Rain village and stood 10 toes down against Pain. All 6 paths of Pain. Went out like a G and made sure to get the message back like, hey, this is what it is. You do something about this. Jiraiya went out like a G. But at number 3, I got Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja, the OG drip master. Always late, always calm, always 5 moves ahead, and he got the effortless cool every ninja wants. My thing of it is what Kakashi is that he's Mr. Worldwide. Everyone knows him. You're the legendary copy ninja. You're Kakashi of the Sharingan. You're the son of the White Fang. Like, damn, how many names do you got, Kakashi? Dripped out, though. Every time he pulled up to a fight, and he never ducked a fade. He never said retreat. He's never ducking a fade. He took on more powerful opponents than him, and still is like, it is what it is. Kakashi, hands down there. But then, we gotta talk about the number 2 character. It's Minato, the Yellow Flash. If you blink, you missed him. Literally. I just want to point out that Minato, there was an order that if you saw Minato, to leave, not fight, leave. That's how dangerous this man is. No special clan, no special genjutsu, no special Kekkei Genkai, none of that. He was just him. Developed the Rasengan, or basically rediscovered the Rasengan. Yeah, that man is legendary. He sacrificed himself to save the village and seal the Nine-Tails Fox. Did he seal half of it in Naruto and make sure his son was basically, you know, committed to a lifetime of turmoil? Yes, but we look past that because he did it for the greater good. And on top of that, he's one of the best anime dads of all time. Don't care. He's a true hero. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. He's a true hero. He went out like that. There you go. And number one, this should be obvious. If I haven't said it before, it should be obvious. But my number one is Itachi. Itachi Uchiha is the GOAT. Betrayed his clan to protect the village, lived as a villain to die as a hero, comes back again to make sure that the village hidden in the leaves is still protected, makes Sasuke figure out his whole life within 50 minutes of meeting this man again. It was like, I don't have time for your BS. I need to save the village, then we could talk. And he did that. Still one of the best plot twists in anime. It's sad that the Uchihas had to get wiped out, but Itachi doing what he had to do to protect the village. He put the village above his clan. He put the village above his family. The only person he wanted to make sure lived was Sasuke. And promising before he struck down his father and his mother that Sasuke would always be protected no matter what it was. It's hard. It's hard to go for, but we still love Itachi. Itachi's still that guy. Itachi's untouchable. That's my number one. He's I wouldn't want to get caught in his genjutsu. When he did the Kakashi was a little overkill, but I'm just saying, you get caught in that, it's over. It's over for you, But, that's my top 10, man. I don't know. Y'all got to let me know what y'all top 10 is. I want to hear who's actually in y'all Naruto top 10. This is going to be a fun conversation. I can't wait to hear what you guys got to say. But we gonna move on though. We gonna move on. Let's talk about movies. Let's talk about movies. I said that this podcast was created for moviegoers and everything, and I haven't done any good movie takes yet, in my personal opinion. I think, and honestly, I want to. I know I said in the first episode that Hollywood is kind of tanking right now and everything, and I think they are, but we need to talk about this. This is what I will say we need to talk about. Have y'all ever noticed how the second movie in any franchise is usually the peak movie? Usually the best movie. The first one sets the vibe, the second one perfects it, and the third one usually cashes the check. That's all it does. Let's break it down with the receipts. I brought receipts today so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. How about we start with the Dark Knight trilogy? Batman Begins was a solid reboot. The Dark Knight was legendary. Heath Ledger as the Joker, the blueprint for chaotic villains. Still unbeaten. The Dark Knight Rises, good, but not Joker level. Tom Hardy's Bane was a vibe, but let's be real. Heath Ledger carried the franchise into the Hall of Fame. Let's be real. Christian Bale's Dark Knight trilogy as a whole, as a whole trilogy from looking at all three movies, is very good. It's great. It's phenomenal. I love the movies. I will say, going back and watching, the only thing that gets me about the Dark Knight trilogy is going back and watching some of the fight scenes. They're very stiff. That is my only critique. That's my only critique as far as the combat wise for the Dark Knight. It's very, very, it's very, it's very stiff. It's no, if you go and watch, Ben Affleck, if you go watch Ben Affleck's Batman when he was fighting all those dudes in the warehouse, I was oh, that's a violent man right there. That's a violent man right there. But either way it goes, Christian Bale really did a good job. I think he will go down as probably maybe, honestly, depending on who you talk to, top 5 Bruce Wayne, top 5 Batman of all time. And if you talk to some people consider him top 3, and some people consider him number 1. For me, I think top 5 is a good range because I we'll do that. We'll have a conversation about the top 10 Batmans of all time, including animated. But you know, he's in. I think he's in my top 10. I'll have to really go down the list and see like who I really like. But honestly, Christian Bale's Dark Knight trilogy was very good. I think they did very wonderful in it, and I think that's why it's probably, I think, number 4 in the list of trilogies of all time. I'm pretty sure it's like number 4. So, then we gotta talk about a classic though. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is a very interesting case here because Spider-Man 1 was a classic, gave us the upside down kiss, and then you had William Dafoe as the Green Goblin. And let's not forget about all the wrestling memes we get out of it. Like, it's great. Like, it's Spider-Man was good. Like, you had a good foundation for Spider-Man. And then you get Spider-Man 2, bro, that's Doc Ock train fight, like, and then Peter losing his powers, the tension across the entire movie, like, it's, the movie was peak. Like, that was peak Spider-Man movie storyline, whatever. Like, whatever you wanted to call it, that is probably one of the greatest sequel movies of all time, honestly. But then you got Spider-Man 3. You threw in Venom, Sandman, the Hobgoblin, all rolled into one damn emo inflicted film, and you had emo Spider-Man or emo Peter Parker. The only cool thing about Spider-Man 3 was the Venom suit that he wore until it actually became Venom, and then it was just like, okay, what are we doing? Honestly, and I don't even think anybody remembers this, but the dude that plays Eric off of the '70s show was Venom in Spider-Man 3. That's what kills me. So again, Spider-Man 3 was the check casher. And on top of that, that is why Sam Raimi was never able to develop Spider-Man 4 because of how bad Spider-Man 3 did. So, take it with a grain of salt. I love Tobey Maguire, classic Spider-Man, but, you know, like I said, 1 and 2, great. 3, no, we're not doing it. We're going to talk about my very favorite movie franchise. My very favorite movie franchise of all time would be the Terminator series. And it's only because, and the only crazy part about it is, it's only 1 and 2. I think that's the crazy part because, okay, the first Terminator was fresh. It was fresh. I think it's like 1984 or something like that. I'm pretty sure it was like 1984. And you got the Terminator. You got the Terminator coming out. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger, who, you know, I think this is one of his bigger roles of all time, like his first big role. And he's scary. Like, this dude is the Terminator. He's hunting Sarah Connor down with a passion. And it was a peak movie. It was like a thriller, like a sci-fi thriller mixed with a little horror in it. And that's what you got from the Terminator. Like I want to say it was like dark noir type thing, but like futuristic noir, if that makes sense. But we love the Terminator, like the first one. And then you got T2 Judgment Day, one of the greatest sequels of all time, one of the greatest movies of all time. And, you know, you had Sarah Connor turning into a beast, you had Arnold switching sides, you had the son. Everything was going great for that movie. The ending was great. Honestly, you probably could have stopped it there. I'm pretty sure, I think that was the thing with James Cameron. I'm pretty sure he wanted to stop it there. Like, we prevented Judgment Day. The machines aren't rising. There's no Skynet. I'm pretty sure that's where we was going with that. But then we get to, you know, then, and really quick, let's backtrack real quick because Terminator 2 also brought us the T-1000. And I think that's still one of the scariest villains of all time because that dude is just pure metal. He's chasing. That dude was peak. And then everything after T2 was just cash grab city. Like, I don't know. Like, Rise of Terminator, each Terminator after that, like the Rise of the Machines, had a couple of good scenes. Not the entire movie, just scenes. I'm pretty sure the only thing I got out of that was, it was the start of basically Judgment Day. Judgment Day got pushed back, it was delayed, blah, blah, blah. Then you get to Salvation. Not even Christian Bale could save Salvation. Or Sam, I can't think of his name. He's in Avatar. I just know he's the main dude for Avatar. But those two guys couldn't even save that franchise. I think Tommen was in that movie too. Like, what? I again couldn't get into it. Like, I couldn't. And then I think you had Genesis, which was basically Genesis was, I think, the one where the future's messed up because the Terminators basically figured out that they can kill John Connor in the future, take over. I don't know. It was just a whole garbage bunch of mess. I can't tell you. And then I'm pretty sure that we got Dark Fate, and Dark Fate was just like a garbled piece of mess. So again, cash grabs. That just used the Terminator name. So there's that. Then you have the X-Men trilogy, like the first trilogy. I genuinely enjoy the X-Men trilogy. Like X1 set that stage and brought superheroes back in black leather and some snark, like some. Then you had X2. Let's X2. The White House Nightcrawler scene alone is a goat movie scene. I think it's considered a top 10 movie scene of all time when it comes to comic books. And Wolverine in full berserk mode? Man. That man went crazy. Got tier. Then X3 comes. I'm pretty sure it's like 2005, 2006. I'm pretty sure that's. Let me see. I think X1 came out in 2000. X2, I want to say 2000, 2003. So I'm thinking, if it was 2003, I'm thinking 2006 for X-Men Last Stand. So X3 comes out. And they took everything that was good about X2 and chucked that out the window. Like, just completely said, forget it, we're ruining it, we don't care. That's exactly what happened. I'm 100% sure that's what happened. Because Cyclops dying in the first 10 minutes of the film? What? And then it was just basically like you had the cure, like the mutant cure, but you try to mix in the Phoenix Saga inside of that too. So it was just a garbled mess. It was just a big mess of just what? I'm pretty sure Patrick Stewart died in like 25 minutes of the movie. I'm pretty sure that's where we went with that. There's just a lot of just craziness. Because then, like, with the X-Men, which makes it weird, is that the first two X-Men were very successful. The third one, as bad as it was, it still launched us into what we have today, I guess. Because you have X-Men Wolverine, or the origin stories. And then you got, from Origins, then you got First Class. Then I think you got the Wolverine, which led into Days of Future Past. And then you got Apocalypse. Was it Apocalypse? Pretty sure it was Apocalypse. Then I think you got Logan, but I'm pretty sure, like, I think it was Logan. I'm pretty sure after Apocalypse, it became the whichever one. I think the one after that was the Phoenix one, and then you got Logan. I'm pretty sure that's how that went. But either way it goes, I'm sidetracking here. Either way it goes, I think that the original X-Men trilogy here, that X3 just kind of was just, it could have been done so much better, and it just wasn't. Like, you could have just stuck with one singular story mode, but I don't know. Like, that's just my personal opinion there. But then we gonna move on to, Blade. The Blade trilogy. The Daywalker. Blade 1 is a cult classic. You had Blade 2? Man. Guillermo del Toro masterpiece. Ron Perlman squad. Next level vampires. Perfect sequel. But then you get Blade Trinity. We're not even going to talk about Blade Trinity. I'm pretty sure Blade Trinity, if I remember correctly, had Jessica Alba and Ryan Reynolds in there, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure those two was in there. But either way it goes, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'm I'm pretty sure Wesley Snipes is just like, can we erase Trinity from my resume? I'm pretty sure. But without Blade, there wouldn't be any MCU. Like, there wouldn't be any MCU. I don't think anybody understands that. Like, in the 2000s, if it wasn't for Blade's success, there would be no Spider-Man, no X-Men, no nothing. It was just the success, right? They rode the wave off of the success of Blade. So if it wasn't for Blade, none of that other stuff would have happened. So we will take that. We'll take that the Blade Trinity L, and we'll turn that into something better. So that's what we got. So give him his crown. Still one of the longest running characters because they can't even get the Blade sequel or the Blade MCU movie going. So whatever. There's that. Now, this is where the exception of that sequel rule kind of comes into play for this next movie, which would be Jurassic Park. One of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's a top 10 movie of all time, honestly. Um, the original is untouchable. The original Jurassic Park movie, to this day, like I will go back and watch it, and to this day, that is untouchable through time. It's the testament of time. It's beautiful. The Lost World was meh. Eh. Jeff Goldblum deserved better. I don't know. Like the Lost World, well, it was a cool concept and everything, but bringing a T Rex to L.A. or San Diego, come on, man. It's just basically you basically was just making fun of Godzilla, in my personal opinion. I don't know. Like, does anybody actually like the Lost World of Jurassic Park? Let me know. Like, if you guys like it, let me know. But for me, I can't do it. And then you get Jurassic Park 3. Not even Alan Grant could save it. That movie was terrible. Like the only scene that was worth watching was probably the pterodactyl scene in the cage. Other than that, it was just a horrible movie altogether. It was just like basically like, hey, let's just break. I don't know. It was just horrible. It was just horrible. I can't even break it down on that part. And then you have Jurassic World, and I'm gonna save that for a whole nother rant later on. Let's just move on. That's how bad I am at that one. Star Wars. Star Wars. Yes. We are going to talk about the Star Wars because Star Wars it's interesting. So let's exclude all the shows. We're going to exclude all the shows, and we're not going to talk about Star Wars: The Clone Wars animated movie, and we're not going to talk about Rogue One because it's just independent. We're going to talk about each trilogy step by step. I'm going to start with the sequel trilogy. Trash. Cool, we're done there. That was easy. Sequel trilogy, trash. Okay, let's move on to the original trilogy. The original trilogy, George Lucas came in with this idea, and Star Wars: A New Hope changed cinema forever. It was 1977. No one's seen what he brought to it. Like, he put his foot, soul, and I'm pretty sure kidney into that movie. That's how good it was. And then Empire Strikes Back, darker, deeper, the villain wins. Peak Star Wars, man. Peak Star Wars. And then Return of the Jedi. Good, but the Ewoks still divide this fan base to this day. I'm one of them. But if you ever played Star Wars Battlefront 2, the Ewoks are kind of scary. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it. But overall, peak. Just peak. Then you get the prequels. You come to the prequel series because it's like George Lucas. You start this in 1977. I think you end in what, 1983, 1985, 86, somewhere around there. So you don't get another Star Wars movie until 1999, which is Phantom Menace. And Phantom Menace dragged on. I'm sorry. You know, it's not even Jar Jar. It was not even Jar Jar for me or anything. The movie was just boring. Like, the movie was boring, but I think at the time it was like CGI too. The movie was just boring. The movie itself was boring. But it did give us Darth Maul and Duel of the Fates. Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn? Alright, I'll take that. I gotta take that every time. Then you get Attack of the Clones. Mid. It's better than Phantom Menace, but it's still mid. Until about an hour into the movie. Because then you get the Jedi Vanguard coming to rescue Anakin, Padme, and Obi-Wan in the arena. So all those 200 Jedi type thing, fighting and everything. Great sequence, great piece of action. You got Yoda coming in to save the day with the clone army in Geonosis. Then you get a spectacular battle scene where Count Dooku fights off not just Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, but then Yoda shows up and was like, you know what? Come fight me. I'm not just this old green thing. And got to boxing and scrapping. I said, okay. Fair point. Revenge of the Sith, though. Revenge of the Sith is the best movie out of the prequel trilogy, though. Why, you ask? Oh, okay. How about we start at the very beginning of the movie where Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi fights Count Dooku? Or we find out that Chancellor Palpatine is Emperor. Or Darth Sidious. How about that? Anakin's fall to the dark side. By the way, the Jedi caused Anakin to fall to the dark side. Who said that? Anyways, Order 66. That still gets me to this day. I'm damn near 30. And that gets me to this day. Then you had Yoda versus Darth Sidious. Peak. Then you had Obi-Wan versus Anakin Skywalker. Peak. It was heartbreaking, but perfection rolled into one. That movie is still peak. Yeah, Star Wars. Ah, man. But we got some honorable mentions, though. Like, we need to talk, like, I'm not going to talk through these, but we got some honorable mentions for these. You got The Godfather 1 and 2. I feel like if you are a movie buff, you have to see the Godfather trilogy at least one time in your life. Like, yes. Godfather 3 was not so much. It wasn't bad, but it was just, it wasn't for me, I don't think. But still watched it because, it's the Godfather trilogy. Who doesn't? Then you have the Back to the Future. Back to the Future 1 and 2, timeless. 3, Cowboys and Trains. It's fun, but not peak. Overall, still a good series. Then you have Matrix, the Matrix trilogy, which is 1 and 2 ahead of their time. And then you have the Matrix Revolutions, confused me for life, and I'm still confused to this day. Like, I could go back and watch the Matrix trilogy and still not understand what the hell Matrix Revolutions was about. So, I think that was a low point of Keanu Reeves' movie, out of his cinematography. I think that's the low point there, but we'll forgive him. That's how I look at it. So, there's that. Now, moving on. Not moving on from movies, though. We are going to talk about the movies that are coming out this year, July of 2025. And there's 3 movies that I think everyone should be hyped about, especially if you're a nerd, moviegoer, or anime lover, anything like that. I think you should be hyped for these 3 specific movies. So, let's pop in. Jurassic World Rebirth. Scarlett Johansson is leading a Jurassic Park movie. Who knew I needed that? They're going back to the books for inspiration, which means more science, more dinosaurs, and more chaos. The trailer has me locked in, and it comes out July 2nd, so that would be Wednesday. So it comes out Wednesday. So I don't know if you guys have watched the trailer or anything, but it looks terrifying. Like, it looks like what Jurassic Park in the book is supposed to be, which is terrifying. So, I don't know, like, I'm very excited, and this is definitely a new adventure, like, type thing. It feels like, I think, aside from Jurassic World, like, the Jurassic World trilogies with Chris Pratt, I feel like this is completely different. Like, I'm very curious on what the storyline is here. It just feels fresh, it feels new. Hopefully that's the case. Of course, I'm gonna come back reviewing it, so there's that. I'm a very hard movie critiquer, so I critique movies depending on what they are. So there's that. But I think this is gonna be a classic, so can't wait to see that. Then I believe July 11th we get Superman. James Gunn's Superman comes out on July 11th. Don't hold me to that, but I think that's the date. So look, Henry Cavill is still my Superman. I'm sorry, Man of Steel is still, to me, one of the better Superman movies of all time. He always will be. I think they pushed him out too quickly. But James Gunn is giving me Mr. Terrific, Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, and Hawkgirl and Metamorpho. The guy that played Beast in the new X-Men trilogies is playing Lex Luthor. So I'll keep my mind open for it. My expectations are very low, but it's giving me that deep cut Justice League vibe. So maybe, just maybe, it will be good. I heard screen testers like it, but usually when screen testers like something, I end up not liking it. That's just my personal opinion. But like I said, I'm gonna go watch it. Keep an open mind. Make sure that But from what the trailers are showing me, and like I told one of my best friends, I'm like, he's getting his ass beat every 5 minutes. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? Again, I'll keep an open mind. I'm going to go watch it. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. James Gunn. So we'll do it. The movie I'm most excited for out of all this, which comes out on July 25th, is Fantastic Four First Steps. The Thunderbolts, sorry, spoilers, the Thunderbolts gave us the teaser. At the end of the Thunderbolts movie, during the post-credit scenes, we got to see a spaceship with the number 4 on it. Coincidence? I think not. Anyways, now we're getting Marvel's first family done right. It's been some years, because don't get me wrong, I think the first Fantastic Four movie was solid. The second one was complete trash. Then you had that weird 4 movie. I don't know what they called it. Where Michael B. Jordan was Johnny Storm, and I can never remember this guy's name. I know he's a great actor. I just never remember this guy's name, but he played Mr. Fantastic. Apparently, though, he's coming back as Mr. Fantastic in Doomsday, so I don't know. Stay tuned on that. But anyways, this cast for this movie looks very solid. The hype is building, and it's supposed to tie straight into the next Avengers movie for Avengers Doomsday. So the MCU might finally fix the Fantastic Four. Third time's a charm, right? It usually takes 3, strike 3, you're out. I don't know. So I guess we're gonna give it a try. Like I'm very excited for it. They hyped it up. It is what it is. Like I gotta give it. You gotta give it some. Get some pizzazz. Let's see what you got, type of thing. So that's where I'm here for. So, anyways, I got some special announcements. Before we wrap this up, I got 2 special announcements for you. First and foremost, next week I'm unboxing a special package live on the pod. You don't want to miss it. It's something that I want to give back to you guys, but I need to see how it looks first. Let me see what it looks like first, and then we'll see how you guys like it. That's how I look at it, like that. And then finally, I finished writing my first superhero novel. It's only taken me 10 years, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyways, it's coming your way August or September, so mark it down. Big things are coming for the Cartoons and Chaos universe, and I can't wait to see it with you guys. Like, I can't wait to see it unfold with you guys. So, next week on episode 4, possible guest stars are going to be dropping in, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be breaking down the movie Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan as twins Smoke and Stack, fighting to open a juke joint in the 1930s Mississippi while a dark force tries to shut them down. We're also going to be counting down my top 10 Nickelodeon shows of all time. So, talk about nostalgic overload. And we're going to dive into One Piece. What about it? I'm not going to tell you guys. But you're going to have to watch it next week, because we're going to talk about One Piece. Yeah. Anyways, like, share, subscribe. Help us grow the chaos. This is your safe space for nerds, anime fans, movie heads, and common folks who want in on the fun as well. I'm that guy, Jordan. Thanks for riding with me. Stay nerdy, stay chaotic, and see y'all next week. And really quickly, before I go, I do want to say this really quickly. It's been heavy on my mind a little bit lately, but a lot of the people, some of the people that I watch are some of the people that have watched me and everything like that. I want to give a special shout out to you guys that has supported my podcast and supported Cartoons and Chaos growing. And I also want to shout out to you guys, to the audience. Like, I want to grow as a community. Whatever the community needs, I want to be there for it. Like I said before, this has never been about money. It's never been about status or anything like that. It's just been about growing a community that we can come together and talk about the differences that we have, the differing opinions that we have of movies, anime, TV shows, cartoons, all of that. Like, we're all a complex group of people, and we need a community to abide by. So that's all I want to say. Thank you guys again for sticking with us. Thank you guys again. You guys, please like, share, and subscribe. If you guys are new here, man, hey, go watch the other ones. I'm really trying to grow as like I said, I want to grow our community. I want to grow our community together. We're nerds, we're blurs, we're anime lovers, we're movie lovers, we're TV show lovers, we're everything. We're all together, interlinked, all that stuff like that. So we locked in. We are locked in. So again, it's been real with you guys. It's that guy Jordan. I'm out. You guys have a wonderful Monday. Because I think this is when it's supposed to come out on Monday. So yeah. You guys have a wonderful week. Thank you guys again for the support, and God bless.